guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing. And man, I really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to spend some of your day with me. Always very happy to have you guys around the channel here. Guys, today we're going to be talking about when a pearl colored lure works the best. Pearl colored lures, they've been around for a long time. They are very situational. So what I want to do in today's video is sort of like describe to you the situations that they catch more fish than any other color out there. And I have never seen a lure as far as a lure color besides pearl that has such a specific set of conditions that you have to have in terms of sky conditions and water clarity for it to work really good. And once you do get those, there's not a better color you can throw. So we'll get into that in today's episode. Also, guys, quick invitation: anyone interested in booking an on the water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler. Just shoot me a private message for information. And again, thank you for everybody that's been taking time to use all the links I put in my video descriptions to support the fishing teacher. Really appreciate that. Okay, guys, here is a good example. This is a Megabass Vision 110+1. There's a lot of different pearl, variations in terms of, if some of the pearls are like have a real flat, bright side. Some are more translucent like this one. But ultimately, a pearl colored lure is just what it says. It's got some type of a pearl finish on it, usually on the back. Sometimes the belly can be a different color, but it's usually some type of pearl on the belly or the back with that. I've got several different, variations here. Here's another one here. It looks a little bit different. You can tell here. All these, I consider all these pearls. Some of them are just brighter than the others there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about when you want to use a pearl colored lure, when, they work the best. This is a color, I don't know if you've ever seen it, guys. When you put a pearl color in the water, it has a unique glow to it that no other lure can duplicate, especially if you have a pearl colored back. And again, it depends on if the pearl is a flat finish or some type of a translucent finish. But ultimately, when you put that lure in the water, it stands out in a different way than any other lure that's out there. You can have like a chartreuse lure, or you can have a white lure. Something about pearl has this really, really unique glow to it. And that glow is what you have to capitalize on. That glow is the key to this lure working good. And in order for this glow to be really appealing to the fish, you have to have that certain set of water conditions I'm talking about. Pearl, for the most part, is going to be better in your low light conditions with some off-colored water. That is what makes the visual of the pearl really appealing to the fish. So for example, there's a window, in my opinion, that pearl works good. And that window is about a water visibility depth of between, say, 1.5 feet to maybe 2.5 feet, in that zone. 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet. I know that's only like a foot zone in there, but there's a lot of lakes across the country that have that 1.5 feet to 2.5 foot visibility window. This is under normal conditions. I'm talking about if you have 1.5 feet to 2.5 foot of visibility on like a typical day, partly cloudy day, just moderate wind, whatever, typical day. If you have a situation where you've got, say, 3 foot of visibility or maybe 3.5 foot of visibility, but you have a very low light condition, like it's rainy, it's the heavy overcast, it's windy, low light conditions, it might extend the success of the pearl color into that water visibility around 3 feet or so, or 3.5 feet. And on the opposite end of it, if you have maybe 1 foot of visibility, which is like probably one of the most absolute minimum visibilities for a jerkbait, if you have a very bright day, like a bluebird sky, 12 inches of visibility, no wind, sometimes it'll work even in that range there. So it's all relative to the light intensity penetration that comes through the water. So that's what you really, really need to focus in on. If you gave me an ideal, perfect situation to throw the pearl where I've caught the most fish on it, give me about probably 15 to 20 inches of water visibility and some type of a cloudy day. That's perfect for it, because when you've got 15, 20 inches of visibility in the water and you've got a low overcast day, when you run that pearl in there, it really, really glows and looks super, super nice. Also, guys, I will link my Megabass jerkbait link in the description of this video. We're primarily talking about jerkbaits here, although some crankbaits can be good in pearl too. But Mega Bass has a lot of different variations in pearl. They have one called a stain reaction, which is a little bit more translucent, and then they have one called a French pearl, which is, a lot more solid color. Because if you have a translucent looking pearl, that's maybe work a little bit better if the water's just a little bit cleaner with that. Another thing that you'll find out about a pearl jerk bait is it's really good when that water temperature is in the anywhere between, say, mid 40s to mid 50s. So my favorite time to fish a pearl jerk bait is during the late winter and pre-spawn. That's usually when it's the best. I've caught some fish on it at different times of the year, but it's really, really good in that time of year. If you gave me say Randy, give me tell me when I need to throw one. It would be like, say for example, when the water temperature is 50 degrees, and again, you got, I would want my perfect ideal water clarity would be about 1.5 feet of visibility, 55-degree water, when those fish are really feeding on shad during the pre-spawn. Because in the pre-spawn time of the year, the shad are at their largest. That's when the gizzard and threadfin shad are their biggest. So that's when that pearl really works good. It resembles a threadfin or a gizzard shad. Ultimately, though, that's some guidelines with it, guys. But ultimately, you just have to experiment to see what they want better day in and day out. I've had some guys tell me that they've caught them on the pearl in clear water, where it's bright out. But I'm just telling you from my own personal experience, I think there's more of a window. But color is a real funny thing. And a lot of times bass don't listen to YouTube videos or the experience. They have a mind of their own. So just experiment. And that's how you figure out the best color to use. It's like if you get around some fish and you're catching a few fish on whatever lure you're using, try experimenting with some different colors, because sometimes a different color can catch a bigger fish or a few more fish. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you all out. We'll talk later.